Yeah. I now call the September 21st, 2022 Zoning Board of Adjustment meeting to order. Item 2, public hearing, public comment. Citizens who desire to address the City Council, Board, and/or Commission with regard to matters on the agenda will be read and/or received at this time. Members of the public desiring to make comments during this portion of the meeting will be allowed to submit their comments to the Office of the City Secretary. Written, emailed comments and/or requests to participate during this portion of the meeting must be received by 3 p.m. Wednesday, September 21st, 2022. The City of Sugar Land reserves the right to remove any written, emailed comments deemed inappropriate and/or not related to matters posted on the agenda. Comments or discussion by the City Council, Board, and/or Commission members will only be made at the time the subject is scheduled for consideration. Was there any
We don't have
requests?
any advance items.
Okay, so no requests. We'll continue moving forward to item 3, minutes. Consideration of and action on the minutes of the March 16th, 2022 meeting. Does anyone have any corrections or remember those minutes? If there is no corrections, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, there's a motion to approve the minutes. Is there a second? There's a second. So we have a motion and a second, and we will vote electronically. Okay, and the motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving forward, item 4, public hearing. Item 4A, receive and hear all persons desiring to be heard regarding a proposed special exception to the rear yard setback for 1906 Silver Pond Court, Lot 26, Block 1, Greatwood, Section T-270, and the Standard Single Family Residential R1 Zoning District. Ms. Waller.
Good evening.
Hello.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
So we're going to be in Greatwood this evening. So this is Greatwood Section T-270. They were rezoned to R1 standard, so it's no longer R1I, it's R1. This property itself was platted in 1983 and annexed in 2017 with the rest of Greatwood. And the property owner is requesting a special exception to add a patio cover on the rear of the house. The recorded plat established an 8-foot rear yard setback. However, R1 zoning requires 15 feet. The proposed patio cover addition does attach to the rear of the house directly, and it would project into that required 15-foot rear yard setback. The existing house right now is approximately 26.6 feet from the rear property line, and the addition would extend that rear of the house by a patio cover to 9 feet from the property line. The special exception would relieve that 15-foot setback and allow the patio cover to meet the recorded restriction of 8 feet. So here is the proposed site plan. Here along the street is the front yard, Silver Pond Court, and then at the back you can see here the 8-foot utility easement. This is the new patio cover that will be at the rear, directly at the rear of the house, and then extending to approximately 9 feet from the rear property line. So some elevations, you can see new roof to match, hardy plank to match. All of these are to match. The height is still only about just under 14 feet tall to the roof ridge there where it attaches at the house. As mentioned, this is going to be about 9 feet from that rear property line. So the patio cover there at the rear of the house. Here is the house right here in the middle. So there's the existing house, and then the patio cover would be here at the corner of the house and project to about 9 feet, which is approximately here based on the map. An analysis of the nearby area did show that this is architecturally compatible with the neighborhood. There are about 5 homes nearby that don't seem to meet that rear yard 15-foot setback. And there are also 5 approved special exceptions that you can see here on the map as well. So yellow is the houses that do not meet the existing zoning setback, and then there's 5 blue approved special exceptions. You can see here at Bent Trail, Chianti, Tuscany Place, and then off of Chipping Rock. The notice of public hearing did go out. Notification was on the paper and website, as well as mailers sent to property owners within 200 feet and to the HOA. An online form was made available, linked in the public hearing as well as on the website. However, we received no comments and no inquiries, and staff is also not aware of any opposition to this special exception. Therefore, staff does recommend approval of the special exception with the conditions that it's constructed in accordance with the attached site plan and elevations. And we are happy to answer any questions after the close of the public hearing.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that, Laura. Is there anyone here today that as on behalf of the applicant or the contractor or anyone that's here to speak?
We have the applicant. She can answer any questions if y'all have them, but she doesn't have like a statement prepared or anything.
Okay.
And we don't have any pre-signups, Mr. Chair, for the public hearing.
Oh, that's the applicant over here. Okay. All right. Should we? Well, hold on one second. Let me go ahead and swear you in. If you want to come up, that would be great. No problem. Oh, right
Right
over
there
here.
to the
Yes,
lectern,
ma'am.
ma'am. And raise your right hand.
If I can
and
get you
he'll
to
swear.
raise your right hand and just answer this question. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth in these proceedings under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, great. If you can just state your name and address for the record.
Lynn Halford, 1906 Silver Pond Court, Sugar Land, Texas.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Well, when y'all sent out those letters, some of my neighbors came over and were like, we don't even know what this is. Just make sure you have a party so that we can come. And so I did go around to the one that's directly behind us and on each side.
Sure.
And they all said they'd thrown it away and not to worry about it. So I don't think anybody's worried.
Okay, perfect. All right,
So,
well, thank you.
Anyway,
Appreciate it.
and I will mention our decorator that's helping me pick everything out for this. You know very well.
I do, or we all
Well,
do?
you should know, all of you.
Okay. So sitting in the chamber?
The last name starts with a Z.
Okay, I'll just
If
leave
you
it at
can
that.
figure that out, so.
Thank you, Lynn. If we have any other questions, we'll bring you back up, but thank you for your time. Anybody else here to speak?
Mr. Chair, if you'll officially open the public hearing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I
and
did
then-
not. I
and then
apologize.
Call for
I'm
speakers.
a bit rusty, so.
That's okay. It's been a while.
We'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone else that's here to speak on behalf of this special exception? Not seeing or hearing any. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. And we'll move forward. We'll now move forward with consideration of an action on a proposed special exception to the rear yard setback for 1906 Silver Pond Court, Lot 26, Block 1, Greatwood, Section T-270 in the standard single-family residential R1 zoning district. At this time, we'll go through the 4 criteria. First criteria, the latest recorded plat of the property was approved prior to being annexed into the city. Do we agree that the plat was recorded prior to being annexed? Okay, we all do. Great, excellent. Second criteria, the latest recorded plat or other recorded restriction for the property establishes a setback or other regulation that results in a setback that is less restrictive than the setback required by the City of Sugar Land Development Code, Chapter 2. Do we all agree with that statement?
Yes.
Okay, awesome, great, thank you. Third criteria, granting the special exception will not establish a setback that is less restrictive than the setback established by the latest approved plat or other recorded restriction. Do we all agree that the proposed special exception is not less restrictive than the recorded restrictions?
Yes.
Okay, great. And the fourth criteria, granting the special exception will not be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to the property or improvements in the district or neighborhood in which the property is located. As we evaluate that fourth criteria, does any of the board members have any questions or comments for Ms. Waller or for the applicant? Okay. All right, no questions, then let's wrap up this fourth criteria. Do we have any concerns with the special exception being detrimental? Okay, no concerns? Okay, so we're all in agreement with the 4 criteria. Moving forward, is there any other comments from the board? Any other questions that anyone has? Okay, Yeah, fairly straightforward in terms of Ms. Waller's presentation and fairly concise from that standpoint. Okay, so after discussion, no comments. At this time, I will, is there a motion for approval or denial?
I have a motion.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Morton.
I move that the special exception to the rear yard setback requirements in the standard single-family residential R1 district for the property located at 1906 Silver Pond Court, Lot 26, Block 1, Greatwood, Section T270, be granted with the condition that the addition is constructed in accordance with the attached site plan and elevations.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Morton. We've got a motion from Mr. Morton. Is there a second? I got a second from Mr. Preveda. So a motion and a second. We will vote on this special exception. Okay. The special exception is unanimously approved. Thank you, board members. Thank you, Ms. Waller. With no other items on the agenda, we will move forward to the final, which is the adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move we adjourn.
Motion from Mr. James. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Lindsay. We have a motion and a second. We'll do voting by hands to adjourn. We're all in favor. Excellent. At this time, the September 21st, 2022 Zoning Board of Adjustment meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.